Hey guys, welcome to my story 5. This is the 5th segment so far of What If Naruto is a Warlock. So if you guys have not already, make sure to go up to the top upper right hand corner and go and check all previous 4 parts. Right now it comes about to almost 2 hours of story, so you guys have a lot to catch up on. Last time we had Naruto actually finally learn how his world was beginning to work, understanding some of how the marketplace worked so that Naruto could actually buy things and use money efficiently, with his newfound friend and Shisho master being Izumi Shimura, the bastard son of Danzo Shimura. Izumi had taught Naruto several very important things, particularly calculations as well as understanding the value of money, and he had also rewarded Naruto for saving his life, which happened last time during Story 4. Now, Izumi had left for the Land of Fire to move on to his next trading outpost, with the Shimura Company at this point being the 3rd largest on the side of the continent. And with Izumi leaving, Naruto's studies would take a halt, as Naruto had learned as much as he possibly could from Izumi while he was still in Yagakure. This being the city that Naruto's first stop on his journey was, the first place where Hidan had stayed for most of his time after leaving Alabasta village. Now Naruto and his familiar Suki would be back on the road, Naruto now having a significantly heavier pack, carrying almost 3,000 Ryu, which is a lot for a kid his age, particularly. Naruto knows that he has no idea when the next opportunity to make any money would be, and it's not like it's the main goal of his journey, but it's always a good idea to have some management over it. At least that's what he learned from his friend Izumi. Naruto and his next stop would be trying to search for the Slug Princess Tsunade. That's the person that old man told him about, since Naruto had gotten a bit soft, at least in his opinion, from having to do so much studying and math for what seemed like a week. And so Naruto and Suki are back on the road, traveling downward. Since right now they're closer to the stone and the cloud villages, Naruto is now heading back down towards the Land of Fire, as well as the Land of Wind, specifically heading towards the Land of Wind, considering Naruto went up north through the Land of Fire, and had no inclination of hearing about a Tsunade person that he could recollect from his memory. Naruto traveling downward would finally make it out of the rough and rocky terrain of the north, as Naruto then starts seeing forests again, with there being more food now. Naruto would have to worry less about him having to sustain themselves with just the money that they had made from Izumi paying Naruto for his protection. Now, one important thing to remember is that this Naruto is a few years older than the actual Naruto in canon timeline, and so Naruto is 14, while most of his classmates are younger at around like 11 or 12. So Naruto is almost Itachi's age in terms of how old he is right now. But what this really means for us is that we don't really know where Tsunade is. You see, Tsunade, when we originally found her in the original timeline, would have been in that gambling village that Jiraiya and Naruto had stumbled upon when they were out on their journey together. That being when they were looking for Tsunade to replace as the Hokage position. And during that time, Naruto had Jiraiya helping him. Jiraiya being one of the greatest information gatherers and networkers of the Leaf Village. Naruto here doesn't have any of that, so he's pretty much just searching blind. Naruto would pull out the world map that Kushina had given him, at least the map of the 5 great nations, as Naruto would be looking for the next best town or city he could think of, where he could either get stronger or maybe find this Tsunade lady. I have no idea where some slug princess would even be, is what Naruto would be thinking. While Naruto's looking at the map, he would notice that there were 3 regions that were now completely unexplored in the middle of the great nations. Different ones, that is. These 3 would have names as well, that being Mount Miyaboku, Ryuchi Caverns, and the Shikotsu Forest. Naruto would decide that since he'd be heading past the Leaf Village, heading towards the Land of Wind, since that's where his original, now new goal was going to be, was somewhere in that country, Naruto decided to stop by Konoha, deciding he was going to go and ask Kushina if she knew anything about these 3 places. Maybe she might even know this Lady Tsunade person. Naruto hoping that that old guy and this Tsunade weren't enemies of the Leaf Village, with Naruto not knowing about the legendary Sannin of the Leaf or anything like that. And so Naruto began his 2-week journey back down the continent, that being from almost all the way at the top near the Land of Hot Water down to the Land of Fire towards the Leaf Village. Naruto's trip would almost be completely uneventful, with Naruto and Suki just calmly traveling along the roadside, and eventually he would run into some Leaf Shinobi going out on a mission, with them worried he was a threat. Naruto would hold his hands up saying that he's actually heading towards the Leaf Village himself, explaining that he was going to go meet Kushina. They wouldn't recognize him, but the Leaf Shinobi would let this slide for now, as they then tell him not to cause any trouble. Naruto and Suki then continuing on their way, as Naruto would finally make it back to the gates of the Leaf Village after around 2 weeks of travel, similar to how long it took him to originally get up to the land of hot water, almost now 3 or 4 weeks ago. It had been almost an entire month since Naruto had left, and now that he was back in the Leaf Village, he was walking around, seeing the bustling city, much bigger than the land of hot water. Well, this is a shinobi village, he'd be thinking, as Naruto then heads back towards Kushina's office. Kushina, still being a shinobi, would be pretty busy, so when Naruto knocks on Kushina's office door, seeing if she was in there, she would hear a yell from the inside asking, "What do you want?" with Kushina thinking it was someone demanding her paperwork back for the mission logs, with Kushina helping out the third Hokage with some secretary work while she was off missions. Naruto would jump back, a little scared, before he then calmly opens the door, with him walking in and seeing Kushina fumbling through papers. Miss Kushina?" Kushina would look up, recognizing his voice, as she sees Naruto, now standing there with his pack as well as Suki on the other side of the door. Naruto, you're back so soon? Did something happen? Naruto would look around, as he then explains to Kushina everything that happened during the past couple of weeks. Did you really say Jiraiya? As in, one of the legendary Sannin Jiraiya? This would cause Naruto to be nervous, thinking that he might have some bad blood with the Leaf Village or something. Naruto would gulp before he nods, with Kushina saying, "Oh, that's great," with her then talking about how she actually knew Master Jiraiya from a long time ago, saying that he's a pretty interesting guy. Interesting's one way of describing him, Naruto would say. More like a pervert. Kushina would remember that as well, just nodding. Anyway, what did you want to ask me about? Naruto would pull out the map that Kushina had given him, and pointing out the 3 places on the map that had no claims from any territories. They're in the middle of some nations even. What are these places? And there's a few more too, but they don't have names. Kushina would then explain to Naruto these sage regions, small pockets of land that were run and owned purely by summoning creatures. These are animals who have chakra and intelligence similar to that of humans. Naruto would turn looking at Suki. Kind of like how Suki is, Naruto would say, looking back up to Kushina. Kushina would nod, as Naruto asks if there's any way he could travel there, with him asking if any of these would have to do with slugs. Kushina would look a bit surprised as she then points to Shikotsu Forest, saying this is the sage location where Lady Katsuya, the Slug Queen, resides. But why would you be looking for anyone there, she'd be wondering. I don't think that guy would show up there, with Naruto holding his hand up saying he knows. He would then explain to Kushina further, saying that he actually had some advice given to him from Master Jiraiya, saying that if he really wanted to beat Hidan, then it might be good for him to look for this Lady Tsunade person. Jiraiya recommended you to another Sannin for training? This is surprising, Kushina be thinking. No way. I've never heard of a Sannin quickly picking up on someone's talent like this, especially someone who's not a shinobi. Well, if Jiraiya recommended you, I'm sure Tsunade might accept. So, if you really want to find her, that might be a good bet. Though, I'm not sure she'll actually be there. Huh? Really? Naruto would say, now disappointed. I thought I had a lead. Kushina would pat him on the head, saying there's no need to worry, as Naruto would look mildly annoyed, saying he's not a kid. Kushina would laugh, saying you'll always be a kid to me. This would cause Naruto to grumble a bit under his breath. Anyway, he'd thank Kushina for her help. Naruto would say that he'll be heading towards Shikotsu Forest as his next stop. If I can learn these techniques and powers from her, I'm sure that I'll be able to kill Hidan, because even though that old guy was perverted, he was still strong. Naruto would gulp, thanking Kushina, as Naruto begins to leave. Leaving already? She'd ask. Naruto would nod, saying he can't keep his journey on hold for long, saying that he doesn't want this to take too long. Naruto, after his change on the view of life from his experiences up during the land of hot water, Naruto wanted to get this over with as soon as possible, killing Hidan and getting his revenge, then being able to go and explore the things he wanted to see, not having anything binding him down. As Naruto waved to Kushina and then walk out of her office, Kushina sighing, thinking, that kid, just as fast as his dad, huh? Kushina would look down at her desk, seeing a picture of her and Minato when they were younger, before she then puts the picture frame down. As Naruto decides he's gonna go get something from that ramen shop, this time he'll pay, Naruto would head towards Ichiraku Ramen, taking a seat inside the flap as he then pulls up his pack with Suki sitting at his side. Here in this ninja village, having a fox at your side wasn't a particularly scary outcome, since most people here even had ninja dogs or summoning animals themselves. So Suki was much happier here in Shinobi Village than the tourist town that they were at earlier. "Oh, it's you, you're back already, huh? Was it that good?" the old man working the shop would say, as Naruto would nod saying it was really delicious. "And last time I felt bad since I made Kushina pay. I was hoping I could get 2 bowls, 1 to go." Naruto would smile, as he would say, "Coming right up. 2 Kantotsu porks?" Naruto nodding. "You got money this time?" Naruto would smile saying he does, as he pulls out a big sack filled with Ryu, as he then asks how much he owes him for. Naruto would pay him the 15 Ryu, as he then receives both bowls, one where he eats there. Umai! Delicious, Naruto would be thinking, as he then slurps up the noodles, then drinking the broth and devouring the pork as well as the fish cake on top. The heat from the broth causing Naruto to feel warm inside. "That's the stuff," Naruto would say. "I'll definitely be coming back here again. Thanks, old man." Naruto would grab his baggie to go, as Mr. Ichiraku would then wave, telling him he'll see him next time, as Naruto then raises his hand as he walks away. Suki now striding right next to him, matching his pace, as they head back towards Kushina's office. Naruto would knock on the door this time with Kushina ready to yell again, as Naruto quickly opens the door and then walks in saying it's just him. Naruto would place the bag down on her desk, as he then says that she looked like she was working hard, so he figured he'd pay her back for the favor she gave him last time. She'd open the bag and find Ichiraku Ramen, as she then remembers that when she had actually paid for Naruto the last time he was in the Leaf Village. "Oh, thank you. Maybe we should go out and get something to eat the next time you stop by." "Next time, huh?" Naruto would say. "What makes you so sure I'm gonna come back?" Kushina would smile, saying she just has a feeling, as Naruto would then wave, saying goodbye for real this time, as he and then Suki would both walk out the door, Suki then making a yipping sound at Naruto, with drool coming out of her mouth. "Oh, you want something too, huh, girl? There were some chicken barbecue sticks down that street. Let's go get some from there, too. You can try that then, huh? What do you think?" She would be agreeing with this, nodding her head, as Suki and Naruto would walk back down that street. Naruto actually running into Sasuke, walking on his own path. Sasuke would turn, noticing Naruto, and his rugged look. Naruto would be willing to pass him by without saying anything, as Sasuke would turn, watching him walking, seeing his presence is completely different. He's so much more confident. Sasuke would gulp, feeling jealousy. This power that he feels, this overwhelming presence, is this all that he gained in just a single month? What if I could do that? Is what Sasuke would be thinking, with his own revenge, that being against Itachi and his slaughter of his clan still being fresh on his mind. Sasuke would stop him saying, "Hey you," as Naruto would turn around thinking, His silver eyes meeting Sasuke's black ones, their pupils now fully connecting. As Sasuke then asks Naruto a simple question. "You're that guy who stopped by our class a month ago, right? What happened to you?" Naruto would look up as he then tilts his cloak back, telling Sasuke to take a walk with him. Naruto would buy the skewer of chicken as he then walks with Sasuke to that port near the river, where Sasuke actually himself would usually sit. Naruto would sit down on the riverbed, as Sasuke would sit next to him, Naruto throwing the stick to Suki, Suki catching him, beginning to eat the chicken off of it, gnawing it on the ground. Naruto would turn to Sasuke, introducing himself again, saying his name's Naruto, as he then says that during the past month, he was looking for a certain someone that I have to kill at all costs. Naruto saying this would resonate with Sasuke, as he then looks over to Naruto, shocked, as he thinks, "You too?" Naruto would have the exact same experience as Sasuke. Sasuke's entire family, his clan being murdered just like Naruto. Naruto would explain to Sasuke everything that had happened to him, and what he had figured out. He would recount his journeys to Sasuke, Sasuke looking shocked, as Sasuke would actually begin to look up to Naruto as like an older brother, which is something Sasuke hadn't felt in a long time, with his own older brother having betrayed him and slaughtered everyone he loved. Naruto would recount all of his experiences to Sasuke before finally getting into the painful part, as he recollects the memories, telling Sasuke about the man he wants to kill. Hidan. He's part of this group called the Akatsuki, and he has to die. Naruto would narrow his eyes, them gaining a significant focus and glow as he stares at the water. Sasuke feeling it, his bloodlust. Sasuke would know exactly this feeling, as he would then say, I know what you mean. Sasuke would tell Naruto his own pain, as they'd actually understand each other, even better than they would have in the original timeline. Sasuke feeling like Naruto truly understands who he is, as Naruto would hear about Itachi Uchiha, the man who had slaughtered his entire family. He killed him in front of you too? Naruto would say, shocked, as Sasuke explains everything from the genjutsu of his parents dying over and over again. Naruto and Sasuke basically being edgy and sharing their stories would actually cause a bond to form between the two, as Suki would then finish up her stick of meat and chicken, with her then running up to Naruto and running aside him. Naruto turned to Sasuke saying that, I've never been alone like that, since I've always had Suki with me. But that pain, keep it in your heart. Naruto would punch Sasuke in the shoulder saying, if you do that, you'll get strong enough to beat him in no time. At least I hope so. Otherwise I don't know what I'm gonna do, Naruto would say. How can you be so positive? Sasuke would ask, not knowing how Naruto had this drive. Naruto would look up asking Sasuke if his parents really wanted him to live like this. This idea that Naruto himself had come to realize would hit Sasuke like a wall. What do you mean? Naruto would explain saying, my parents saved me. They didn't want me to die. It was their final wish. It was the only thing they could really do to save anything. Their final moments. My mom spent the last of her energy to just save me and protect me. I don't think that was out of regret. I think it's because she loved me, Naruto would say, having a tear forming in his eye. Naruto quickly wiped the water away, but Sasuke would have noticed it, as he can tell that Naruto's serious. Did your parents, when they died, do you think they regretted you and your brother? Sasuke would be contemplating this, as he doesn't have an answer. This being the first time he's really confronted the pain of his past with someone who truly understood him. Sasuke wouldn't have an answer for Naruto, as Naruto says he doesn't have to answer him right now. Sasuke, as Naruto walks away, would then shout out saying, when are you leaving? Naruto would turn saying, probably later tonight. I'm gonna let Suki and me get some rest so we can recharge, and then I'll be heading towards the Land of Wind. Sasuke hadn't even graduated from the academy yet, but he knew what he wanted to do. Let me come with you, Sasuke would say. Naruto would be surprised by this, raising his eyebrows. Are you sure that's a good idea? Aren't you still in school? It's pretty dangerous out there, you know, Naruto would say. I don't care, Sasuke would say, swiping his hand. After seeing everything you've told me about, hearing about it, I have to find my own answer, Sasuke would say. And I can't find that in this village. I haven't gotten any stronger since Itachi left here. And I feel like I never will, Sasuke would say, gritting his teeth. The academy, it's all full of weaklings. But I know, I can tell you're not weak. And I'm not either, Sasuke would say, now tightening his fists. Naruto would turn as he looks at Sasuke, telling Sasuke to come meet him in front of the village gates tonight, alone. Sasuke would gulp as Naruto walks away, Suki turning and then walking alongside him, as Sasuke now has his first goal in his mind. He's going to go travel with this guy, and he's going to see what the world's really like. He's going to find out what his revenge, what his Avenger status really meant, and what he wanted to do, what he was going to do after he killed Itachi. This was the first time he had really felt that he could do it, with him having been confronted by Naruto, having a plan after he wins. This idea of Sasuke's victory already being assured would cause him to feel a lot less self-conscious, since after what had happened with Itachi absolutely dominating him that night, Sasuke had no confidence in himself. This is true even in the original timeline, but I digress. Sasuke would decide that he'd rather run away from the Leaf Village and get stronger on the road like this guy. If I can learn things like he talks about, maybe I can gain powers that Itachi never even knew of. Sasuke would be packing his bags, similar to the scene we saw when he first abandoned the village after he became a genin a couple years later. Sasuke being around 10 years old at this point, Sasuke would have his bags packed, with no picture frame to put down this time. Sasuke would walk out this door for what he felt might be the last time, as he then heads to the front of the Leaf Village, where Naruto would be waiting. All the guards asleep, Naruto having used magic to make sure that they'd be out. Naruto would stand there, Suki at his side, as Sasuke would arrive. So, where are we going? Well, Naruto would say, we're not going anywhere. What do you mean? Sasuke would say. Naruto would flick his eyes upward, saying, if you're going out here with me, it's dangerous. I had to fight 2 shinobi who were almost stronger than I was when I was out here the last time I took a trip. And where we're going, it might be even more dangerous. If you can hit me 1 time, Naruto would say, then you can come with me. Sasuke would be shocked, his first actual test, as he sees that Naruto is trying to make him prove himself, prove that he's worthy to leave, to go with him. As Sasuke would say, I'll do it. Sasuke then putting his bag down, as the 2 then step forward, Naruto throwing his cloak off to the side, and Suki catching it. You ready? Naruto would then tell Suki to stay out of this one, as it'll just be a one-on-one. Sasuke would lunge forward, throwing a punch, with Naruto easily taking his arm and pushing him aside, using his defensive Maho Jutsu. What is this taijutsu? Sasuke be thinking in his mind. Sasuke be throwing tons of hits, kicks, and lunges, but nothing would be landing. Their styles would be completely opposites, with Naruto being completely defensive and having minimal offensive attack, while Sasuke was purely attack, easy to read. This Sasuke only knows a few jutsu too, that being the Fireball Jutsu, the Clone Jutsu, and the Transformation Jutsu. And that's about it. I have to save the Fireball for last. It's my last chance. We'll fit him with this. Sasuke would be fighting Naruto, who wasn't using magic. Naruto purely using his defensive Maho Jutsu skills. Sasuke would quickly use a transformation jutsu, as Naruto was about to block him. Sasuke actually transforming into a kunai, as Naruto was about to scratch himself. Naruto would notice as he narrows his eyes, moving his arm up as he grabs the hilt of the kunai that Sasuke had transformed into and throws it against the wall. Sasuke de-transforming as he slams into the house. Sasuke would cough as he pulls himself up, saying he's not done yet, as he runs forward, using a clone jutsu. Is he going to attack? Naruto be thinking. What Naruto doesn't know is that clone jutsus aren't physical, and so as Naruto's waiting for this clone to attack, Sasuke would sneak up from behind. Naruto would hear him though, as Sasuke comes in with a kick, trying to hit Naruto in the back. Naruto would turn spinning as he uses his arm and pushes the kick aside, Sasuke now crashing to the ground. Damn it! Sasuke would skid at his knee, feeling the blood coursing down his leg. I'm not done yet! Sasuke would swipe his hand back, as he then points it out, trying to jab at Naruto, just getting 1 hit in. But Naruto would be dodging and weaving, Naruto not even using half of his strength. I'm so weak. Sasuke would be seeing the difference, the gap. I have to go. I have to get stronger. These are the words echoing in his mind. As he's about to throw another punch at Naruto, it would be too late. Sasuke's eyes appearing hollow as Naruto have 2 fingers pointed directly in between his eyebrows, saying, bang, as he then flicks Sasuke on the forehead. Sasuke remembering what Itachi did, this would cause him to freak out as he falls back, shocked. Naruto not even knowing this was a problem for Sasuke, with all the memories hitting him. Sasuke would fall down, not knowing what to do. Damn it. Damn it. Always treating me like a kid. Sasuke remembered what Itachi had been like, and seeing what Naruto was like. I have to kill him, Sasuke would say. He has to die. Naruto would bend down, as he then wraps his arms around Sasuke. I know. Sasuke, as he's laying on the ground, embraced by Naruto, would awaken the One Tomoe Sharingan, as he looks into Naruto's eyes, Naruto's silver meaning his red. Sasuke pushing Naruto away, as Naruto stands up saying, well, congratulations. What? Sasuke would say. Naruto wouldn't know what the Sharingan was, but he could feel it. He could feel the temperance in his gaze. Sasuke was different now. Something had snapped. You pushed me, didn't ya? I only said you had to get 1 hit on me. You're choking, right? Sasuke would say, shocked. Naruto would say, nope. As he then gives his hand to Sasuke, Sasuke taking it and pulling himself up. Him being a bit shorter than Naruto, almost like half a foot. Sasuke would look up into Naruto's eyes, as Naruto looked down to Sasuke, saying, Sasuke, right now you can barely touch me. I know, Sasuke would say. And that's all the more reason you should come with me. What? I can protect you, Naruto would say, but I don't think that's what you're looking for. What you need is to get stronger. And as I can see from you now, that's not going to be happening here. You want to come with me? Sasuke would nod, as he wipes the tears away, his Sharingan slowly fading, as Naruto then asks him about his eyes. My eyes? Yeah, they just turned red. Sasuke, realizing that he had obtained the Sharingan from this moment, would know that this is the right path to be on. This is a path that leads to power. And if he's going to have to use this guy to get it, and this guy's going to use him, then they'll do it together. Both of them walking down this path of revenge. You know, Naruto would say, those who seek revenge walk down a path of darkness. You sure you want to walk down there with me? Naruto saying. Yeah. We can see above them images of Hidan and Itachi respectively, the bloodlust each of them hold, as Sasuke would decide to go on this journey with Naruto to find Shikotsu Forest, as well as get stronger, heading towards the Land of Wind. If you guys want to see the next part for What If Naruto Was a Warlock, make sure to hit the like button, comment below what you thought, and subscribe to my channel for more videos from me. So yes, Naruto is effectively kidnapping Sasuke in this version, which sounds weird, but I think it actually makes sense. So you guys might be complaining, why is Sasuke here? And I get it, but I really like this relationship dynamic between the two, having their own almost older brother evil thing going on, with Hidan being Naruto's uncle and Itachi being Sasuke's brother, both having murdered their families. And they're very similar characters at this point, but there's some distinct differences that I think Naruto can teach Sasuke to lead him down the right path. So I really like the idea of Sasuke becoming a rogue ninja before graduating the academy. So we're now going to have Anbu Black Ops from the Leaf Village going after Naruto and Sasuke, with Sasuke being the last Uchiha and also having to be defended due to Itachi's orders, with Itachi making them promise to protect his younger brother. And now Naruto has someone to actually train with as a sparring partner, meaning that he can get stronger. Sasuke knew that Naruto would be using him to practice. This was the main reason Naruto had done this, since it's not like Naruto was some kind soul at this point. With him also going down the path of revenge, they would be using each other as friends and comrades in arms. Comrades looking for blood. And I really like that. So if you guys really don't, then I'm still probably going to keep it, at least for now. I don't think Sasuke is going to stay with Naruto forever. Like, they're not just going to become a permanent, like, duo that just goes out together. But I do think that Naruto and Sasuke will go on a few missions, with Sasuke eventually breaking off to go with Orochimaru at some point. Or something else, I'm still deciding. But I won't be spoiling that quite yet. Anyway, Sasuke and Naruto are now working together, with both of them having their own goals on revenge. So we're going to be seeing that interesting dynamic in the next part of the story, as well as Sasuke learning techniques that he hasn't learned in the original, and Naruto being his partner. This being a different dynamic, more like Gon and Killua than what Naruto and Sasuke were in the original, with Naruto being this older brother-like figure to Sasuke, since he's 4 years older than him. And for those of you who don't like Sasuke or his character very much, I will let you know he is going to be very different in this What If, since I'm planning on changing this dynamic, so he's not going to be as edgy as he is right now. At least that's my plan for now, is Sasuke doesn't really have to be the same character, since this Naruto is completely different. This Naruto not having a Nindo and just having this dream that he's going for. And I think that's going to put some effects on Sasuke, as well as what they experience on their travels. So I think I can actually turn Sasuke into a somewhat non-cringeable character. We'll see. I really want to play with Sasuke's character though, since in most of my what-ifs, he's just really been standard and bland and the same Sasuke. So this really gives me a good opportunity to both shine on Naruto and Sasuke's character traits, as well as work on the Indra and Asura reincarnation cycle. Since in this version, Naruto is the Asura path reincarnation. So it's going to be cool to see how this works with Indra being Sasuke, and how this dynamic will affect the story going forward. I hope you guys like it. I know there's going to be some people complaining about it, but I'm really looking forward to the story going forward with Naruto not being all by himself. And now we have Suki, Naruto, and Sasuke all heading towards a new destination for a new story. So I hope you guys are looking forward to that, as well as the new abilities that'll be coming next part with Naruto and Sasuke training to get stronger, which will be like the first training arc of this story. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one, and I hope you enjoy it. Make sure to hit the like button, comment down below, subscribe, and all that good stuff, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.